friends, and welcome back to my channel. Or if you guys are new here, then a big huge special welcome to you guys. I would love if you guys would hit that subscribe button, click the little bell to be notified of all my future uploads, and let's go ahead and let's dive on in. Alright, so we're gonna try out some new makeup. I've gotten some new products that I am just like really excited to try out. I don't think it's enough for a full face. I think we are missing some products, but it's pretty darn close to a full face. We have the Sydney Grace setting powder in the shade Cloud 9. We also have from Sydney Grace the Temptalia collection. These are all in the shade Light. I will be going over kind of my thoughts. I haven't tried them yet, but I do kind of already have some thoughts, like one thought on it. So, okay. Then we have like this Jaclyn Hill. She came out with the Hot collection. I have a liquid highlighter, a cream highlighter, and a cream bronzer that we're going to try out. I have, like, to go over the cream, a Hula Light bronzer, the Maybelline Superstay Full Coverage Under Eye Concealer. We're going to test out this Tarte C. What is this called? Tarte C Hydroflex Serum Foundation. So excited for that. We have a new mascara. This is from Revlon. This is the So Fierce Big Bad Lash. Okay. We have a Divine Rose blush in the shade Blush Flirtatious from Mcgrath. I finally have the Bff Lip Kit, so I figured we would use one of those. We have the e.l.f. Glow Up Primer Serum, the Milani Replenishing Facial Mist in Blueberry, and then the Avocado Redness Correcting Primer. I am so excited to try all of this. If you guys are just as excited as me, then definitely keep on watching. Alright, so my eyelids are primed using the Glam Light Icing Base in white. This is my eye base for this, like, month shot my stash. I only have like one, and it's not even new. I just bought like extras of them, so I'm not really going to open up the extra one. I haven't finished up the original one I have for the sake of a video. So we have the Sydney Grace times Temptalia palettes. So these retail for $40 each, and they come in each come in a deep and light version. So you have the Radiant Reflection, Quintessence, and On the Horizon are the three palettes that you can get, and you can get them in the deep or the light version. Just like go ahead and like see what each of these palettes are. So this one is the Radiant Reflection in light. So first here we have a lot of like pinks and mauves. We have like a gold, and then we have these two greens, two blues, and then like a very like purple kind of a tone. Okay. So that's for that palette. Then, for the Quintessence palette, we have a little bit more like gray, cool tones, some like pops of colors, and then some greens here as well. On the Horizon. And again, we've kind of got some like purpley pinks over here, a couple of greens, like a deep blue on each end. I want to try my best to kind of get the most out of these palettes and try to give like a range of like using each one. And I'm like over here like, okay, I normally always do greens. Do I want to continue with the green trend? We're gonna go green. We're just gonna do it. All right, you're only gonna live one. Live young. You are only going to live life once, and you're only going to be young once. So I guess let's go ahead and let's dive on into these palettes doing a green look. So let's first start off with the shade right here. This is in the On the Horizon palette, and this is the shade Desert Spoon. Okay, so first things first, dipping in my brush one time, light bit of kick up, but it did, you know, for the most part, coat the brush nicely. I'm going to dip in just one more time and see what we get. Okay, yeah, immediately that was 2 dunks, and it's like insane pigment. So I'm just going to lightly just like set here and just put like light pressure and blend. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay. The only other Sydney Grace product that I have ever tried was Sydney Grace's Tiny Marvels with Mel Thompson. That is like the only other thing I had tried. And so I could not really tell you, besides that palette, what their formula was like. And I do know sometimes when brands and people do collabs, formulas can change, sometimes better, sometimes worse. And so, you know, I really couldn't tell you if this quality was going to be exactly the same. But let me tell you, holy mother smokes, this is like very pigmented, and I'm literally going to have to sit here and take my time just like blending. So let's take Radiant Reflection right here. I'm going to just bring that lower into the crease. And this time I'm only going to dunk in, like, let's try once. Even though it doesn't look like a lot, like, let's see, like, if it's still. Yep, even though it's just like one dunk, we are still packing punches here, folks. Like, these mattes are wild to me. Like, absolutely wild. Wow. What do you guys think? I think that these are so pigmented. Like, wow. Like, wow. And then finally, last for outer corner, we're going to go into Interstellar, which is in the Quintessence palette. And that's going to be our outer corner shade. And again, we're just going to do like one dunk at a time. Like, that's what we're going to do. One little dunk at a time. See what we... Alright, so for my lids, I want to go into these two shades right here. So I'm going to first take a Galactic Muse on like my center lid, and then Borellis more towards like my inner lid. And let's see if we can even pick this up with like a brush. A lot of shimmers I feel like perform best with like a finger, but let's like just first of all like just try. Oh wow. Wow. This is with a dry brush. Ladies, gentlemen of the jury, my friends, comrades, maybe even colleagues. This is wild. This is incredible. Color switch the brush. Let's go into Borellis now with this brush. Like, guys, this is... it's with a dry brush. Like, we are getting this with, like, a dry brush. We're getting the mattes with a... like, one dunk in. Like, it's wild to me. It's just absolutely wild. The one... like, the kind of thing about, like, these palettes... is I don't know, I really like the color stories individually. I feel like we really could have done like a purple, pink kind of a color story in one of these palettes, more like a bluish green in another, and you know, just like, I don't know, you know, some pinks, mauves, something like that, like just something different. I just feel like I like them better together as three than separately. And that's just probably like my preference. Like I could definitely see, you know, where the color story could go with this and like it being thought out. But like just to me, like I'd like all like the greens and blues in ones and like the more like pinks and like the purples and like other like wild colors, like, and just like each of them being the three. But that's just me, like, because I got this look using all three palettes. I wouldn't have been able to have created this look had I went in with only one palette. So it was just something to like think about and just be mindful of. Like, do you care, which color story do you care for the most? Like in your personal, like everyday use, or what is a color story that you are most driven to? So like mine are greens, but I feel like the greens are so broken up that I had to buy all three for it. Whereas, you know, honestly, if you're really kind of into like, you know, the pinks and stuff like that, you maybe could just settle with this and then just have some greens over here, to like, you know, make something colorful. I just think that it's just looking at this palette, you need to be mindful of what it is that you're looking for, what you're going to use, and things like that. I feel like $100 is 100% fair for the quality of these shadows, the amount of shadows that you get. Like that is a 100% fair price. I am just absolutely just like blown away. So these palettes I feel like are absolutely worth checking out. Let's go ahead and let's move on into complexion. So first off with this primer, I have the e.l.f. Glow Up Primer Serum. So I'm going to take that and, wow, this is hard to get open. Am I doing this wrong? Okay, so one, it's a little dropper that is supposed to go like one in here and broke. Okay, so here we are with the Glow Up Serum. So it's very liquidy and it has like glitter sparkles in it. It smells fine. Both decent. Can't really put my finger on exactly like what it smells like, but it doesn't smell bad. Not like coconut or like fruity, right? Maybe like a fresh scent, like a laundry-ish kind of scent. I don't know. It's nice. Okay. So yeah, with this on, like you can see me. So let's go into this Milani Avocado Redness Correcting Primer. Interesting. Okay. So it has like this green tint to it, which is something that covers up. Okay, whenever I like sit there and like squish it around in my fingers, I am not going to lie, it kind of reminds me in a way of like actual avocado. Like I'm like smushing avocados in my hands. Okay. I'm like trying to like cover up my redness. I don't really know that it did much of a difference in terms of my redness. Okay. So skin is primed. So let's move on to this Tarte Hydroflex Serum. Mine is in the shade Fair Neutral. Okay. A lot just came out. It is very, very runny. But even with this being very neutral, it kind of looks a little bit yellow for my liking. Okay, so I have blended out this like serum foundation. I don't know if it's the primer or the foundation, but like right here, it's like balling up and around my nose rings and like down around here. It just is not looking fantastic on my skin, especially for this being like a serum foundation. I will have to keep trying this with like tried and true primers, just to see if maybe it's like a primer thing. I don't know. Okay, let's now move on to the concealer. I have the Maybelline Superstay Concealer in Ivory. So this is the lightest shade that they have. And this also appears quite yellow. Oh, yep. Yep. Quite yellow. I guess like that's just like how trying out like new makeup goes. It's just like sometimes things are good and sometimes things aren't good, and that's just the risk you run. Okay, hold on. All right, so while I'm letting this set to build up, I'm going in with the Jaclyn Cosmetics. This is their cream bronzer. Mine is in the lightest shade, which is Naked. And I'm just going to take a little bit on my NYX. This is like their like foundation brush. I love this for cream bronzer and like contour and stuff. This is my favorite brush. I'm just going to like stamp that like right on in. I'm not going to lie. This bronzer blends out beautifully. It's not hard to go over. It's not easy to go overboard with. It blends like a dream. This is seriously like so good. I feel like the color is great for me. I really like the Huda Beauty one. I think like that's in my favorites all the time. But like here's like one thing I want to point out about this cream bronzer is that I feel like this shade is more made for me than the Huda Beauty one. I feel like their formulas are very easy to compete with one another. So that makes me like a little bit disappointed that the Huda Beauty cream bronzer is limited edition, because once it's gone, it's gone. And this is like such a good product that I wish it was kind of like a like permanent item. The concealer is okay. It definitely creases real quick underneath my eyes and looks a little bit balled up under my eyes. So I'm not like loving that. And it's very yellow. I think it went like it turned out like this turned out okay. I just don't think that this is going to be one that I'm going to be reaching for all the time. So now we have this cream highlighter from Jaclyn. Mine is in the shade Lightning. This is called a liquid highlighter. Yeah, no, I thought I said liquid lighter. I don't know. I missed the whole high part. Okay. I'm just going to take a little tiny drop on the back of my hand. Like the tiniest of drops. I'm going to then start to pounce that out with my sponge. And then just go in right here with that sponge. That liquid highlighter is like very beautiful. I am impressed with that. Absolutely like impressed. So for the Jaclyn things and the Sydney Grace palettes are the things that are really just like blowing me out of the water. And if these are things that you can still get, I 100% would. So now let's try the Sydney Grace setting powder. Mine is in the shade Cloud 9, which is made for like the fairest of the fair skin. Okay, wow. First, that comes just like shooting out. Okay, it doesn't really have much of a scent to it. Yeah, nope, I don't really smell much of a scent. So I'm going to really like get the excess off my brush and go in and set my face. Okay, I will say that powder really took away any dewiness anywhere in this area that I had sat. Any dewiness that I had, it is gone. Oh wow. I'm not gonna lie, I like this powder. My under eyes don't look the greatest, but also I had said that that concealer was also kind of starting to like ball up underneath my eyes, and you can definitely see it. But the powder where like I like sat like my cheeks and stuff is beautiful. So let's go ahead and let's dive on into the powder products that I have. So first up, I'm going to go into the Hula Light from Benefit. Here's what the inside looks like. That is definitely very light, which hopefully means that'll work for me. Why can't I ever find my brushes? Like I have brushes and then it's like magically I can't found it. So let's just go ahead and let's just lightly like dust on some bronzer and literally just start to, hold on a minute. Interesting. I like this. I think it gives like a very good color, especially for me being as fair as I am. This definitely looks like a nice, like, it bronzed up my skin without looking just like overly orange. Like, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Yeah. No, I like this. I really do like this. Who would have thought I would have liked this? Like, certainly wasn't me, which is why it took me literally so long to purchase this. I don't like the box that this comes in, but I would say for my like very, very fair complexion, I'm not mad about it. Okay, so next up we have from Pat McGrath the blush. Okay, let me just say I hate opening up these blushes because you have to push on this like centerpiece, and if you have nails, there we go, it's hard to push on it in the way that you need to. Okay, so this is what it looks like. So I'm lightly going to just like, okay, one dunk, coated somewhat. There's about 2 coats. I think that should be good. Let's just like try this out. Interesting. Okay. This blush does take a little bit of building up, but it's not a terrible blush. I would just say, like, I don't really care. When the price is like a $38 or $40 blush. Okay, and the fact that it's just not like instantly packed with pigment, I kind of let you be the judge of like whether or not that's something that you look for. Like, do you look for a very pigmented blush right off the bat? Do you enjoy something that takes a little bit more building? And then like the fact that you really have to like push this, and it's hard with nails. But I do really enjoy that it comes with like this really cute like flower embossing, and it has a very good sized mirror in here. But I think it's just like those, I think that the one downfall for sure is like this. And then you guys just need to be honest with yourselves about like, are you going to be happy even if it's from Pat McGrath if you want a very pigmented right out the gate blush and that's not giving this? Or are you one of those where it's like, no, that's going to be a deal breaker, and for $38 if that's not something that you want. So just something to be mindful of. It's the Jaclyn Hill Beaming Highlighter. This is in the shade Glazed Out. I had swatched this and it was very blinding. So let's just see what we get. It's definitely blinding. Even just lightly swiping my brush through once. I mean, hello. I will be taking the next flight to space, thank you. Even though I'm terrified of heights. It's where we're going, folks. Okay, so I have no new brow products, so I'm going to go do my brows off of camera, and then I will be right back. Okay, so now let's move on to the mascara. This is the Revlon So Fierce Big Bad Lash in the shade Blackest Black. This is a mini that I had gotten, and so let's see what it does with my lashes. So here are my lashes after about 2 coats of the mascara. It does not really clump the lashes together, definitely keeps them separated, makes them appear longer and blacker. So, not bad. So now I'm going to set my face using the Milani Blueberry Replenishing. But other than that, I think it's nice. It's as good as the other fruit fetishes. I enjoy that. Looks fine. I'm now going to go ahead and finish off my brows. I have not finished that yet, and then I will come back so we can try out a lip kit. So for each lip kit, there is a liquid lipstick and a gloss to pair with these. And so we have right here, this one is Desert. Let me actually try. Okay, so there's one liquid lipstick option, and again, this is the shade Desert. Camel is the other liquid lipstick. Yeah, no, I think this one's the one. So we're gonna do Camel. I'm gonna perfect my lip lines here. These quickly lay down matte. Very matte. Okay, so let's go over a gloss. So, where are the glosses at? I have two different kind of gloss options. And this is the one that went with Camel, but honestly, I think I want to go with Stick With You instead of Juicy. And like, here we go. You can definitely like feel it on your lips. I feel like the glosses help you out somewhat. Let's just go ahead and let's do an up close look at the makeup with some music. So this is the completed and final look, testing out some new makeup. The probably top standout products for me, honestly, were going to be these Jaclyn Hill Summer Hot collections. I thought that those were absolutely fantastic. I also shockingly liked the Hula Light bronzer. Shockingly. And these palettes. These palettes are stunning. Definitely pigmented. Definitely ones I'm going to have to get more use out of and definitely play around with a little bit more. I really do like those. I think that's going to be like a great fall edition for anyone. What I wasn't the most impressed by is either going to be like this foundation and thing. I just need to know. This was like way too yellow. It balled up under my underneath my under eyes. I didn't really care for it. And this I felt like didn't do much of anything. It said it was supposed to be a redness correcting primer. I just think that maybe it's just like, I don't know, sat on my skin. I don't really feel like it really did much in terms of getting rid of my redness. I don't know. It just wasn't, that definitely was just like an underperforming product. But yeah, so that is it for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. This lets me know that you guys do like hearing my thoughts on some new reviews. I will have to give definitely an updated, I don't know if it's going to be like a favorites and fails or like going back over. I feel like I need to try this with like different primers and see if my results are the same, and then like trying this with different foundations and seeing if my results are the same. So those are things I'm definitely going to have to do. But let me know if you guys want to see like an updated video. Let me know if you guys want to see more testing out new products. What are some products you're excited to see? Leave all that down below. I hope that you guys will consider subscribing if you have not yet. Let's go ahead, it's right down there. Click the subscribe button. Click the little bell next to it so you, oh my gosh, click the little bell next to it so you can be notified of all my future uploads. And I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.